Hey yo, yo, yo. It's Chris here from Pilot Stream Podcast, or ex-Pilot Stream Podcast, you say. Should just be Pilot Stream now. And boy, you've caught me in a good one here. I've been inspired to make a video about Endless Legend, which has been somewhat unfairly called a Civ clone, and I'll show you why. Um, but it definitely is in the vein of a Civ type game. So, best thing to do probably is just pop straight in. Rather than go to one of my existing games, which I've already made a hash of, I'll just go to new game. And you'll see that it starts off pretty much the same as any kind of Civ game. So you can pick your number of empires, scale, difficulty, bow, goes on, just sticking at normal game speed. What this really seems to do is number of turns. So normal is takes 300 turns maximum, slow 450, endless 600 turns, etc., etc. I'm just going to keep it there. World size, much like Civ, 6-player map, Pangea, two continents, few continents, so you'd have to travel by land, etc. Shape, temperature, topographic difficulty, etc., etc. And what you can do is you can select your empire. Now, this is where it gets really interesting, because Civ gives you a couple of bonuses for what race you pick, so it might be a couple of units that are different in some cases, but this is different, right? So this gives you a main victory type. So I wonder, all factions and a faction of creators and builders. These people strive to bind rocks and trees into great living monuments. Their relationship with dust is intense and dangerous. Under its influence, they can explode into berserker rages. So dust is the currency of the game. So it's a natural resource, but it's then turned into money for yourself, and it has unit type settler, Dakari Ranger, Shaman, and Tenai Walker, both which are researchable rather than be by default. And by default, you have a Ranger, so a ranged unit and a settler. And well, I'm going to play these ones mainly, but they have some traits here. So provide the unit to detect opponents' armies in your empire and adjacent regions, and plus 25% defense in units and forest, and it feels very Civ-like in that regard. But how they play some of the factions is really different. One of the main components or main drivers of the game is behind citizens, and you gain citizens in Civ again, like I say. But some of the factions like Broken Lords, etc., don't gain citizens the same way that others do, and it makes it really interesting. So I'll show you the way basic go. I can change my color to something else from blue. I'll go with blue because it's pretty randomly different from everything else. And the game will build, and the world generation will take a wee bit of time to set up. And as I say, when this starts, it'll feel very Civ-like, but I kind of feel like Civ, especially Civ 5, hides a lot behind, like magic. It gives you the ability to see what you're farming, if you know what I mean. When you're settling what your workers are going to do, I wanted to build a farm here. Well, that's good land for farming, etc. But it doesn't always give you the maths behind it or exactly what's going to happen in it, or it certainly isn't transparent upon a cursory glance. So you'll see in Endless Legend that an awful lot of it is given to the player more readily, and you'll also be able to make more informed decisions because of it, and especially how to put your citizens to work for your benefit. So, as it builds this up, it'll fade in the world. And the other thing that you'll notice straight away is that this game is gorgeous. And I mean really, really beautiful. Come on, don't fail me. Here we go.
Is coming.
There's a little prologue again. I'm not going to do that. But the game will come in and fade in. Okay, so the first thing, we've encountered another empire, and they're pretty much attitude justice given here. So we're in a Cold War, and empires can attack each other's armies within neutral regions without declaring war on each other in a Cold War. So they might have troops wandering through my region, and I can attack them willy-nilly and not declare war on them. They're indifferent towards us, so they're not paying attention to us. And I can go into their empire information if I want and see some of their advantages that they have. But for the most part, I'm going to minimize that. Now, I start off in this little bit here. I'm in Uskdaler, and I have a hero, Talato Mosi Pakwa. And the first thing that I'm going to have to do is settle a town or city. And to do that, I'm going to turn on the hex grid, and I'm also going to turn on my resource tiles. So, much the same way as Civ, you know, I can see that that one gives me 3 food, 3 food, 3 food, 1 food. The cogs, if I go down into them, are production, and the other bits are science. And the discs are dust, or the currency of the game. So I'm going to try and place something. So when I go to Settled City, it'll give me a little hex grid to place it on. So I want to grab I probably want to grab more food, and I'll show you why in a second. The production and food is what I like to start off with, so I'm going to plop it there. And I've got a minor faction, and I'll show you what we can do. The minor factions. So there are major factions, which are the other 5 tribes in the game, and then there's minor factions, which is again, you know, I suppose it'd be city-states, I suppose, in Civ 5, but the Guaron, so they're like Minotaurs basically, and they're cavalry units. And you can see this assimilation effect, so plus 5% life per pacified Guaron village and units. And what they will basically do, they will roam around your land freely, and they can attack your village. They can take over your village if you want, if you don't deal with them. So one of the first things that we're going to have to do, we're going to have to go research. And one of the first things that I will research is this bit here, the language square. And it's affected and unlocks the army action of parley or bribe in the Empire. And with this public square dedicated practicing and teaching the many languages of Auriga, conversations with minor factions can now move beyond Point and Grunton. So if I don't have this, my only interactions with those minor factions are to basically attack them and wipe them out. This will give me some more. I'm going to say it takes me 28 turns, but we shall get there. Okay, and I have 2 Dakari Rangers who I am just going to move around the map. Now, you've probably seen this bit beside us when we were picking our location, this bit up here, Unspoiled Ruins. I can send these guys to go and search ruins, and at the start of the game, this is one of our main ways of getting resources, etc. In this case, we have nothing of interest here, but we might have found dust, we might have found an element, we might have found a weapon, we might have found many different things. So I'm just going to set them to work, and I will end my turn as normal, and then the little grid of the scores that everybody's doing, etc. We'll go ahead. Difference between this and Civ, we get quests. There's a bit of flavour text goes with it. The new quest called Trees and Towers, I'm not going to read it all out, but basically it's time to explore and learn. Search ancient sites for whatever treasures or knowledge they may contain. We've got to explore the map and search 4 ruins. We've already done 1, and we will receive 10 blood crystal, which is a later game resource that you will not be able to use until later, until we get that point. So we will explore out here until we see some of those prickly ruins, and not an awful lot I can do there. Oh, our thing will be built. Okay, so we can queue up production. We have met one of the other races, the Vaulters. Okay, I can build more rangers, I can build another settler, I can build Burr Streets, which basically extends the outer path of my city, which we'll come back to. I can build a sewer system, which gives basic approval on the city up, and we can gain influence, but subtracts 1 from city upkeep. I'm going to come to that in a second. Seed storage, which helps the food. The one time thing we can do, and it's always a good idea to build first, is the Founders Memorial. So it's something that will get you started. It says down the bottom right here it'll take 4 turns. It's going to cost 60 production, and it'll give me another 2 food, another 2 production, another 2 coin, another 2 science, and another plus 1 influence. Can be built once in Empire. I'm going to start with that. It'll take me 4 turns. I probably should have started a turn or 2 ago. Right. Okay. These are our citizens. We have 2 in our city. And this is what I like most about the game. Okay, so if I put these 2 citizens into food, I will generate 12 food returned from the city tile. If I move them both off it, you see there's a modifier on it, so it's consumption from the population takes away 4. But if I move 1 away from them, my overall food goes down. So what the 1 worker does, it produces 4 food per worker. Okay, so it'll say how much I need per turn. So if I do the same for production, I can up my production by 4. I could up my, whoops, grab them, up my science by form of research. I could up my money. I can up my influence by 2 in this case. For the start of the game, I'm probably going to produce more citizens, because as this bar fills up, then I will get a new citizen. And you can see in 5 turns, I will get another citizen. My people are content, and I will, it's cost me 10 of this gold a turn. My overall net is producing 5 gold a turn, which you'll see. You can see how the split is done. So 13 from the city, 6 from the military, and 2 from the hero. The heroes will come to, I might even get to in this video. We'll see. So I will do that. I'll move across. Oh, there's an enemy unit. Okay, we're going to search more runes. Okay, we found 10 die. That's good. And you can see the first part of our map is done. So I'm not going to challenge the Quackeg, or that city. We will move somewhere else. Let's go up there. And we will go on to the next round. As we look for more. One of the other things that is different, you can see these outlines. This is a blue outline round here. This is a region, and as you see it extends around. We'll get to the upper edge of the region around here. There can only be one city per region, so if I want to build another city in another region, I have to make sure that there's nothing in it. In this case it's depicted by a white, so I could settle a village in this region. This one, as you can see, is orange, and it's settled by the orange people there. So if I want to settle in that region, even though it's right beside me, I will have to conquer that region and declare war and go through the battles and build up an army, which, you know, a game might get to the battles later on, but they're rather uninteresting for the most part. If I look back, our Founders Memorial is nearly done. God, we're going alright. And if I start to rattle through this a little bit, I'll just keep on. Oh, another new faction, the Silix. Slow-moving elementals, heavily guarded by dust, heavily affected by dust, sorry. The Silix guard the great underground farms where crystal is grown, and their promising ones are blessed with intelligence and life. And if I manage to assimilate them, which again is another mechanic in the game, I will get 0.5 resource per pacified Silix village on a strategic resource deposit. Mightn't be all that useful, but there they are there, and I could take them over. Now, there's more unspoiled ruins there. I can explore those next term, so we get further on our quest. Let's search. Exciting, exciting, exciting. We got 30 dust. Now we can use dust to speed up production. Excuse me while I sneeze. Dear me. So I'll clear that. So I can probably pay. Well, in this case I wouldn't. Once it gets to 1 turn left to go, it won't let you pay. But I could possibly buy the next thing that's coming up. The next thing they'll probably queue is a sewer system. It'll take 7. No, I'll do the seed storage, so we get more food. I could probably buy this outright with 178 dust at the moment. We don't have enough money, so we will just continue the next turn. Okay, and it says I've completed the Founders Memorial, which is great, which has upped our basic intake of some stuff. We're going to build seed storage next, and this should quicken up an awful lot of our stuff. So we are doing science more quickly, so we get language score more quickly. I am actually going to speed that up another little bit and do that, because we're about to get another population here in a second, and we shall do that. I'm going to go over this way, see if we can get another rune. Yeah, there's one down there. We can head for there next. Ooh, temple runes. Okay. And we'll end turn. So in 3 turns we're going to get our language score, and I'll show you what way this affects the game. So you might be saying this is maybe too similar. I think there's enough subtle differences in it that make it very interesting compared to Civ. I've got 10 gold for my search there, which is grand. I've got one thing left to search for in my little quest. I need 139. To be perfectly honest, it wouldn't be a good use of money at this stage to pay that. But population's changed in one of my cities, and search the location. So I've now got 3 citizens in this case. I'll get another citizen in 8. Now, what do I want to spend it on? I'll keep it on. If it's going to be 8 turns, how does this affect? It'll take me 10 turns if I put it in production. How does that affect my production? Yeah, it takes a day off from seed storage. Let's do that. So you can see, you can move these things about and make smart decisions. It actually gets really interesting when you get lots of population and citizens, because you can really rush things. Or if your kingdom's going to go bankrupt, you can put them all into generating money. You know, and it really creates a really it creates a really interesting system of managing your parties and of managing your time best in the world. You know, I really really like how it's very transparent what's happening at all times. Let's go over here a little bit. We've got one more thing to search for. We're gonna get. Oh, this is gonna be problematic, but oh well. I want to get my last ruin searched, but I also there we go. I'll be able to do it next term. We're gonna get the language square, which is gonna enable us to do a couple more bits and bobs. Okay, I'll need to pick some new research as well as we go here. So I have an empty research queue now. But what the next things that I generally go for, the ones up at the top are military. The ones down here are to do with approval and government. So I can. The only one I've left to do is will improve every time I'm searching a ruin. I'll get better resources back. Not all interesting me. I can do aqua pulvistics, which gives me +3 dust and terrain with the Seer Lake during the summer season. And the summer season's most of the game. When I first started the game, I thought, oh god, there's 4 seasons. It's not. There's only really summer and winter, and everything basically goes down in winter. I can get an Empire Mint, which gives me an extra 5 dust in the city and an extra 15% in the city, and also an open pit mine, which lets me extract all these bits and bobs. This is what I'm going to go for next. That'll take 6 turns. Fantastic. We should go for that, and I'm going to search the ruins here. This will complete the quest. I don't even know what we got. Okay, so we're searching ruins and unearth the secrets of the past. Within 5 turns, we've got to search for a relic at the temple ruins illuminated by rays of dust. So I've got to find what that is, but if I want, I can show the location. I've already done it. There you go. That's the temple ruins that I looked for before. Oh, it wasn't. Sorry, it wasn't. That's the Temple of Crystal search for rooms I've done. Oh, it's given me another one. Okay, so I have another one. In a region that belongs to your empire, pacify at least one village of a minor faction, then assimilate them. And I will receive visions of glory for that, which is one of the research things. So I've got to get up there within 5 turns. So if I do that, I can make it. Okay, I've met the Hurnas. Let me see. I've got 2 quests. So I've got the one where I've got to go and search the ruins up above, and then I've got my faction quest. Is there a time limit on it? There isn't. So I'll probably that'll probably be the completion of that will probably be the end of this video. So I'll do the search the ruins first. I recently completed a structure. The Carry Ranger will take 4. Because I want to do more here, I will build another soldier. I wouldn't have probably built the sewer system because I'm always very about infrastructure. Let's do that, and when I go back here, I'll see if I can actually buy out the construction of the Dakari Ranger to speed things up. I can. I need 88 gold. I'm going to do it. I managed to buy them out. That's grand. As you can see, this is another area where I can settle. It's a white outline. And I can then turn. I'm going to get my open pit mine in a second. Oh, as you can see there, there's an area with 6 production and 3 production in it. Mightn't be a bad area to settle. So I can then go back to the way that I was doing beforehand. I'm going to search these ruins. Complete this quest. Search ruins and unearth secrets of the past. Within 2 turns, search for a relic. I got a break wall back, which is a item which gives me 45% attack on the unit. Oh god, and a 10% bonus defense on the unit. Can be equipped by heroes only, and I'll show you a little bit of that very quickly. That's the end of that quest, which is great. And I need to go back and start working on my factions. If I go to my other faction, in here, they automatically get put part of your city, and I'm gonna go to this little. Who was this? This was the Guaran, so this is the Minotaur people. Oh, I needed to look there as well. I got 5 titanium as well. That's awesome. In the dirt field, nicely done. And I can go next turn. Okay, what's happened? The population's changed in my city. Lovely. I've got an extra body. What can I do? I can go get more people. I'm not really dying about construction anything at the moment. So I'm actually going to take that person out of there and put it into growing the population, and the population will grow more quickly, which is great. They're going to make their way over there, and I'm going to take this guy and put him over here. Now, I can attack them. I can take them out with my own unit. It's probably not that wise to do. I can bribe them to pacify them so that they don't attack us, or I can parley them so I can break in negotiations. And what it's going to do is going to bring up a quest. So the tribe leader wants proof that you're a reliable ally. They have brothers imprisoned in a nearby region, but only vague clues in their whereabouts. Find them, free them, and you will cement the tribe's trust. So the tribe has informed you that kidnappers' brothers are somewhere in a region called the Agai. Locate the right Erisys village, which is a marker on it, and destroy it. And Erisys are another manufacturer. So I would zoom out, and I would see if I have the name of the village. It's not the Quagang, it's not the Nalaran. I'm going to check down below me here to see where this village is. I'll zoom back in. Let's go here. Oh, there's more ruins there that I can check while I'm here. If I zoom out, it hasn't given me the name of that yet. That's fine. We go next, and you can see there's a little there's a quest origin in that village. So I'll search the ruins first to see what I get. I get another 5 titanium, which we can sell at a later date. You can see we have a deficit in money starting. I can also attack these. So this is a good chance to show combat. You can see the overall balance of the fight here. This is going to say I'm going to win. All things being equal between me and the Roman army, they're made up of 2 lots of orcs. We're made up of 2 lots of Kai Rangers and a hero who's another person. We can fight in an offensive way, a defensive way, or just hold position. We can just watch the fight, we can take part in it manually, or we can auto it. Now most of the time these early fights, when they're like this, you probably auto it, but I'll take you through the ready to fight. And the fights go like this. Okay, so there's the deployment phase at the start. We want to deploy our troops. They're all cavalry. We are rangers. I'm going to move mine forward a little bit. And then I will say this unit will fire here, this unit will fire here, this unit will fire here. So they're all firing the one. And I will launch. So they move best into position that they can. And they will fire. They'll take 32 damage, and you can see their health falling. The next lot are coming across. They're going to try and maneuver into position to attack. They're going to fire at us. We take a bit of damage. They're going to move their other people in the line. They'll get a chance to fire at us. We take damage. It's fine. Okay. We'll do the same thing again. We'll target them. They should die fairly quickly. So that's 1 set down. Should be 2 sets down. Nice. They'll attack back. We might lose a set of units here. Yeah, we did. And last but not least, our own hero will fire. And they should nearly take them out. We'll definitely take them out this turn. And it seems rather rudimentary, but if you were, or if I was being more proficient about it, I could keep my units at bay if further back. As you can see, I lost one set of units. They lost two. We won. Our heroes gain XP and can level up over time. We're going to parley this group as well, the Hurnis, and they're going to say colonize the region of Hathleby. They want us to prove ourselves as being worthy allies, if you know what I mean. And when we parley them, basically, they will agree not to attack us within our region. Which means we can kind of ignore them for the most part. Agai is there. Okay. And we have to settle. The other quest is snuck on Hathleby. Have we got Hathleby yet? It must be next door to here. Must be in here somewhere. So that's a brief overview of Endless Legend. The game goes on for 300 turns. We will colonize other regions. I'd probably build a settler next, for instance, or extract some money from elsewhere. We would deploy our citizens how best we see fit. We're not gaining any money each term. If I take one and put it into generating some dust, we're now up to +4, and you can see how that system works. If you would like another video, give me a shout. If you would like a playthrough of it, please give me a shout. Check out the site at PilotsHamePodcast.com, or check us out on Twitter at PilotsHamePC. Until then, I'll catch you next time.